Hi, I'm Tom Chapple, and I'm an executive coach for young professionals. People, maybe, like you. When I started my practice, I didn't set out to write a book about landing referrals, but so many of my clients were uncomfortable asking that that's what I did. It's called Landing Referrals, and this video is based on the book, as is a 27-lesson video course that I created that I'll talk to you about later. So if you're uncomfortable asking for referrals, or if you just want to brush up a little bit on your skills, then check out this video, take some notes, and I'll talk to you later.
Let's begin with part 1, understanding the concepts. Not too many years ago, having a professional practice was a whole lot easier than it is today. Being a top professional has always had its challenges, but now the challenges are different. In the past, if professionals stayed current on the substantive knowledge in their area of expertise, and they worked hard for their clients, they were pretty much assured of a rewarding practice and a comfortable living. Unfortunately, those days are gone, and they are gone for good. Today, clients are much harder to please, and professionals find themselves having to engage in many different kinds of marketing to try to maintain a steady stream of new clients. A number of factors contribute to this, including the internet, the Great Recession, and increasing competition both from within their profession and from outside it. If you have at least a little experience, you know that the most effective way to get new clients is through word-of-mouth referrals from people who already know and already trust you. Referrals are a byproduct of the solid relationships you build with your clients. Relationships that allow them to trust you enough to let you work with their family and their friends. Clients who believe in you and are happy with your work become your advocates, and advocate clients are your best source of future referrals. And yet, no matter what profession they pursue, most professionals are not natural marketers. They give various reasons for not asking for more referrals. Reasons like these. It's not professional. My clients should give me referrals without my asking. Requesting referrals makes me seem unsuccessful, even desperate. I'm uncomfortable putting my clients on the spot, and I don't want to abuse my relationship with my clients. Well, behind all those reasons, many professionals simply feel awkward about asking. They're much more comfortable doing a great job and hoping for the best. They'll always receive referrals from some delighted clients, but they'll generate a lot more business if they learn the simple steps to land a steady stream of great referrals. Getting referrals is half psychology, but half technique. Usually the psychological issues stem from insecurity. Professionals who in any other context are bright, outgoing, and assertive become much more timid and self-conscious when discussing referrals. So they don't bring up the subject. They stay in their comfort zone, and they pass up golden opportunities to obtain new business. Most of them simply haven't been taught how to land referrals in a professional and comfortable, especially comfortable way. One of my clients once said to me, "There used to be two kinds of people, professionals and salesmen, and now we all have to sell." In essence, she was right. We all have to sell, but selling doesn't have to be uncomfortable or unprofessional. It doesn't have to feel like selling bad used cars. Despite the challenges, it's possible for every professional to build a program that generates referrals and new clients without having to resort to stressful and uncomfortable selling tactics. You'll be surprised at how relaxed and natural the referral marketing process can be. First, let's find your quadrant. When it comes to landing referrals, the universe of professionals is divided into 4 types. Type 1 is for those who are totally comfortable asking their clients for referrals, and who have the techniques in place that will make it likely they'll land them. Let's call them the referral superheroes. They don't mind stopping clients on the street and asking for business. That's how confident they are. And they should be, because they have the system in place to make it happen easily and comfortably. The professionals in Type 2 are confident but unprepared. They'll jump in front of a city bus to ask for referrals, but they're clueless as to how to go about it in a really effective way. And jumping in front of a city bus is not an effective way. They're a lot like dogs, happily chasing their tails. Good old Fido isn't embarrassed to try, but he wouldn't really know what to do if he caught it. Type 3 is made up of those who know generally what to do, but are too uncomfortable to do it. Their systems are good enough, but they haven't developed the gumption to go get referrals. Let's call them prepared but hesitant. There aren't many in this group because having the right techniques in place makes discussing referrals much easier. And this course will show you how that works. Type 4 is the largest group. These professionals are not comfortable asking clients for referrals, and they haven't learned any of the techniques that could make it easier for them. We'll call them the hesitant and unprepared. Which type are you? If you're a referral superhero, then good for you. Let's see if we can make you even better at landing referrals. If you're confident but unprepared, you'll find techniques in this course that will give your referral efforts more power. You'll be able to take your natural comfort, combine it with the right techniques, and leverage that into a lot more referrals. If you have the techniques but are very uncomfortable discussing referrals with your clients, I'll be giving you practical lessons that will go far toward making you much more comfortable. And finally, if you have neither the confidence nor the techniques, this course has solutions to both those problems. You'll gain more confidence, and you'll learn techniques that take most of the discomfort out of discussing referrals. Now let's talk about the psychology of referrals. Two very common psychological issues get in the way of asking for and receiving referrals. The first is an issue of confidence and trust on the part of both you and your clients. And the second is what we can call the favor mentality. As to the first, you may subconsciously feel unworthy of receiving referrals. You'd be surprised by how many really great professionals feel this way. On the other side of that coin, your client may not have yet developed the requisite level of trust in your services and may not want to risk giving a poor referral to his friends or family. The second psychological hurdle is the feeling that you're asking your client to do you a favor. But remember, the favor that's being done is not just for you, but it's for your client and for the referred prospect as well. It's okay for people to know you'd like to receive more clients, but you don't need to frame the conversation that way if you're not comfortable with it. Your objective is to help people who need your help. Isn't that why you do what you do? And isn't that what brings you the most satisfaction? Of course it is. You can frame the discussion that way, and you'll learn more about framing the conversation that way in Lesson 3 that's coming up. Now let's look at the first issue, why you deserve referrals. One of the objectives of this course is to help you gain more confidence about your work so that you'll know, and I mean really know, that you deserve referrals. You have the tools, you have the talent, you work very hard, and you have probably many satisfied clients. But you still might not have enough confidence in your true value. That's okay, as I said. It's a very common thing. And let's look at some of the reasons you deserve referrals. First, why do your clients tell you they've referred you? Does it have to do with your special training, your personality, your particular focus? Does it have to do with the respectful way that you treated your clients or a unique client experience that you provide? Take a few minutes to really consider what you have to offer. Take out worksheet 1.1 in your companion workbook and list 10 reasons you believe you deserve referrals. And you get bonus points for adding more. To get you started, I'll give you 10 of my reasons. It took me less than 5 minutes to come up with this list, and you can even do better than that. First, I show clients that I'm on their side and sincerely care about their success and their happiness. Second, I'm very experienced in the subject matter. Third, I've developed simple, specific, and practical strategies. Fourth, I'm approachable, and my sense of humor can diffuse a sensitive issue. Fifth, I'm a good communicator, able to express my ideas and understand those of my clients. Sixth, my clients tell me I'm very effective at what I do, and they refer me to others who benefit from my help, and I appreciate that. Seventh, my experience as a top executive helped me develop a solid understanding of what makes people tick. 8, my clients and I enjoy each other's company. I'm not just a coach, I'm a friend. 9, I continue to learn from my clients so that I can help them and others develop different methods to overcome their individual challenges. And finally, 10th, I really love what I do. I bring my passion for helping people to every client relationship. Now, those weren't difficult. Those are fairly obvious. Some apply to you, some may not, but you have your own reasons, and you can come up with a nice list of 10 or more reasons about what makes you special. Reasons why you deserve referrals. Filling out worksheet 1.1 will give you a better grasp of what makes you special. But when you do that, your work isn't finished. not until you really accept your reasons as a part of who you are. They are simply words on paper that won't serve you or your vision until you get comfortable with them, until you accept them. Think about your 10 reasons and let them sink in. Relish them for a few minutes. You've really earned them.
A big thing, there are two psychological problems with getting more referrals. One is the favor mentality, where we hesitate to ask our clients to do us a favor because they pay us and we don't want to put them on the spot, and so we hesitate to ask them. And as I mentioned before, there are favors involved, but there are actually 3 favors involved. There is the favor of your client giving you a referral. It's a favor to you. But your client, when they give a good referral, also look good to their friends and family and whoever they made the referral to. So that's actually a favor that you're enabling them to have. It's a favor you're doing for them. You're enabling them to look good. And then the biggest favor of all is the favor that the top of the pyramid, the new client, is getting, because this is the person with a need, with a problem, with an issue. And by learning about you, you are able to help them by doing what it is that each one of you does. So one of the things to get over the favor mentality is to realize that referrals are not just a favor that your client's doing you, but the big favor is the one that you're doing by helping this person. So we'll talk about that a little bit more another time. But the favor mentality is a psychological issue. And then there's the big one, which is we don't ask for referrals because we lack the confidence that we deserve referrals. And this applies to most people, even high-powered trial lawyers like you, people who have been in business for 50 years. They inside, so many of them, you'd be surprised, are hesitant about asking for referrals because they don't feel like they deserve them. Now, I bet that's true of you. Is that true of you? You don't feel like you deserve a referral? You have to say yes, because otherwise the whole course is just going to
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes
I knew it was true.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm starting out with a new account, I try to set expectations low and appropriately, and I know that I can do really well out of the gate, but sometimes it doesn't go as well immediately as I expected. So there's that couple of days where I'm just kind of fine-tuning things on the account where I just don't feel very good about how the results have been. Kind of disappointed with myself for not getting it perfect immediately. But once I get going with an account, I'm really confident. My worst account right now has a 31% return on investment. So I think I definitely
You do that all year.
Yeah, I definitely think I do deserve them. But sometimes there's those little brief moments where I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Right. And if you feel that your clients certainly must be thinking it, at least you think so. Did you have a chance to list the 10 reasons you deserve referrals?
I did.
Do you have them with you?
I do. Right here on
Would you tell us what they are?
So one of them is I'm among the best statistically. So there's the way we kind of track success in this industry is with conversion rates. How many people do the thing that we're spending money to try to get them to do?
Right.
And if you have conversion rates that average over 11.45%, then you're considered an AdWords unicorn. And
unicorn?
Yeah, because we're so rare and magical.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It is extremely ridiculous. But that's the term.
Right.
Yeah, this company WordStream coined it.
Okay.
But so I'm among the top percentile of people who do what I do. And I track and measure ROI obsessively.
Is this another reason?
This is another reason.
Of the 10 reasons? Okay.
Yeah, I've never encountered another marketer that is saying ROI as much as I am.
And let's do a little work establishing what we'll call your referral baseline. Successful professionals need strong management skills. And one basic principle of management is that whatever gets measured gets done. What a miracle that is. If you measure it, it will get done. If you reward it, it will get done more effectively. So let's do some measuring. How many referrals did you get last week? How about last month or last year? And were they ideal clients or not so much? Where did they come from? How much value did they represent to your practice? And did you land those prospects, or did they somehow slip away? If you're serious about landing more referrals, you need to be serious about tracking your progress. You want to know the source of all your new clients. Did they come from the telephone book? Did they come from the internet? Through referrals from current clients? Unless you keep track of your referral practices and results, it will be really difficult for you to understand what works and what doesn't. Without a method of measurement, you'll be a lot less likely to refine who, when, and how you ask for referrals. You also want to gain some insight into the quality of your new clients. Are they the type of client for whom you can do your best work? If a new client found you through your website and you don't think he's an ideal client, then probably your website needs a little tweaking. Or if your new client is ideal, you'll want to clearly understand what you did to attract him so you can keep doing it. Pretty simple. Takes a little bit of work. Worksheet 1.2 in your companion workbook lets you track the number of referral requests you make, the type of clients you ask, the point during the relationship when you make the request, and the value of the referral in dollars, as well as in an estimate of future referrals of new clients. You also can track the reasons that your clients refer people to you and add your own comments on the worksheet to indicate the quality of each referral. Begin by completing Worksheet 1.2 to list the results you've had over the past month. This is going to be your baseline, so you'll know what kind of progress you're making and where you need improvement. And don't worry if you don't have this information yet. Most professionals don't. But start collecting it now, and we're going to talk more about it at the end of this course in Lesson 6. This will give you better insight into the mind of your ideal client, and that will help you refine your referral marketing system. You can and should revise Worksheet 1.2 to fit your individual needs and add any other criteria you think would be useful in improving your results over time.
Yes, ma'am.
Will I be able to measure the success that I actually have after taking
You
the
betcha.
course? That's kind of what
You bet you will. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is measuring success. And I've got a worksheet in here that you guys have, Worksheet 1.2, that talks about how to track your referrals. So if you are disciplined about it, which helps in anything that you do, you'll be able to track those referrals, especially where they came from. And if they're ideal clients for you, you certainly want to know how they found you, because then you can do more of it. Because a lot of people, as you know, get clients, especially in the early days, who are not ideal clients. And it's good to know where they came from, too, so you can not do that again.
Right.
Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. What a great bit of common sense. Those clients who matter to you won't mind if you are who you are, and if you say what you really believe. In fact, they'll be drawn to you because the style of your practice, your personality, and your values will resonate with them. They will get you. They'll feel a kinship with you, and they'll naturally want to help you as you want to help them. Your clients make referrals because it's basic human nature to want to help others. If they make a good referral to a family member or to a friend, they're making a positive difference in someone's life. It makes them look good and shows that they care. Yet they don't want to look foolish by making a poor referral, and that's why trust is such a critical element in the referral process. A proven way to build trust, as you build any new relationship, is to share your story. By writing a biography, you'll be able to describe who you are, where you've been, and what matters most to you. Potential clients who share common interests will connect with your biography when they read it in print or see it online. Learning more about what makes you tick will give prospects an insider's view into your world, and it will allow them to decide that you're the right person to handle their important problem. Because learning more about someone is the first stage in building a meaningful relationship, you should include both professional and personal information in your biography. Although some professionals may feel uncomfortable providing personal facts, this type of sharing enables prospects to begin to really identify with you. Though every biography should include information about your education, your experience, and your achievements, adding some personal facts about your childhood, your family, and your favorite activities will go a long way toward helping clients understand you better. The more they discover what you share in common, the more likely it is they'll want to work with you, come back again, and send you their friends. People always relate more to a story than to a resume. So at the end of your biography, write down the story of how you came to be in your practice and include a few words about what you enjoy most about your work. Professionals who can express why they love to do what they do are very attractive to potential clients who want to know that you'll be highly engaged in the work they need. They don't want to be just another client or patient, and neither would you. Use Worksheet 2.1 from your workbook to draft your biography and your story. And you should be sure to revisit it from time to time to improve it, to update your interests and activities list, as well as your recent accomplishments.
So welcome back. This is session 2 of Landing Referrals. And today we're going to talk about something that's crucial to landing referrals, which is figuring out what you do and who are your ideal clients. Because the mistake that so many people in business or professional practice make is shooting too broadly when they're looking for clients and taking anybody who comes along and has $10. And that backfires because it doesn't call on you to do your best work. It doesn't call on you to do the work that's most fun for you. And so if you can identify your ideal clients, which is based on what you do and who you are and what you really want to do, you are ahead of everybody in the game. We're going to start with talking about who you are. And here's why it matters, because the best relationships that you can have with your clients are with clients that you like, people who you have a natural affinity for, and vice versa. And there's a saying in business that all things being equal, people would rather do business with a friend. And not only that, but all things being unequal, they'd still rather do business with a friend. And so if you can identify the kind of people who you work best with, that, as I said, gives you a leg up.
You have the potential to gain many ideal clients who need the exact services you provide and who want that service provided in exactly the way you do it. Those clients will appreciate your expertise and will follow your advice. You'll be delighted with how much you'll enjoy your work when you're serving clients with interests and personalities similar to your own. Remember this, your best referrals will always come from your ideal clients. That naturally results from doing your best work for clients who benefit most from what you do. They're appreciative and enthusiastic about connecting you with others who need the same help and the same positive experience. Your ideal clients will have similar needs, and they'll share many characteristics based on things like demographics and lifestyle. By pinpointing those shared characteristics, you'll be able to distinguish an ideal client from one who isn't. A solid referral system will match you with the prospective clients who provide the best fit and allow you to do your best work. Some professionals, especially new ones, throw the net a little too wide and try to reel in any client they can find rather than focusing on those who are a good fit. Make that a great fit. They pass up some long-term benefits for short-term gains. If you have a reputation of working only with a specific type of client, you'll inevitably get more of the same. Now that's great if those are the clients you really want to serve, but not so great if they're less than ideal. Bad clients will get you more bad clients. And since people typically get what they ask for, why not concentrate on finding ideal clients? Of course, being selective holds an element of risk. You might worry that if you're too picky, you won't get any clients at all. But that's no excuse for not trying. You will reap benefits by starting to be more selective right now. It may take a while to adjust to turning non-ideal clients away, but the extra time you'll find to work with ideal clients and the high quality of the results you'll produce for them will encourage you to keep being selective. But first, you need an idea of what you're looking for. You need to know your best clients, to understand what makes them right for you, and know how to keep them and attract more just like them. Whether it's their age, their gender, their location, or values that make them a good fit, your ideal clients will always present the problems that allow you to do your best work and really enjoy doing it. One good way to identify ideal clients is to look at which of your clients are sending you referrals now. Odds are that they've become advocates for you because you met exactly the needs they had in exactly the way they wanted. Now take out Worksheet 2.5 and list the characteristics of your ideal clients. Be sure to include information like location, demographics, personality types, shared interests, and shared needs for service. So pause the lesson while you take a few minutes to do that. Now let's look at the lessons we learned in Part 2. First, foster trust by sharing your story. Take time and prepare a good biography. Tell clients why you love to do what you do, and they'll love you for it. 2, carefully define what makes you special. Finding your key differences will help you distinguish yourself from your competitors. Most professionals don't take the time. 3, good taglines are like lightning. They get people's attention. So create a good tagline or pay a few $100s to have one created for you. 4, find ideal clients, not just any client. If you can't do that full-time yet with every client, then at least begin to. Don't wait for tomorrow. 5, likes attract. Ideal clients fit your personality and your interests, and they present the issues that call on your very best work, and they are more fun. You can always improve your skills, but please be who you are. Don't try to be someone else. Life is too short.
Let's talk about ideal clients now. Again, ideal clients draw on not only what you do as a professional, but who you are as a person. So let's ask you first, who are ideal clients for you and why?
Strong personalities who are in the same tax bracket as I am and live in the same general area as I do.
Why strong personalities?
Because I don't like people who are victims, and I really can't work with someone in that mentality. If they can't get out of that victim mentality, I can't help them.
Okay. Why same tax bracket?
Because I want them to pay my bill. That's why.
Same or higher tax
Right,
bracket.
or higher, absolutely, absolutely. But they have to, if they're not making around the same salary that I'm making,
It's going to be an argument.
it is going to be an argument. And I don't want to argue with I don't want my clients to argue with me because they came to me for my advice. So we're not going to argue about what I'm telling them to do. They're going to do their homework, and they have homework, and
pay your bills.
And they're going to pay their bills, and we're going to get along really well.
If you want to be successful, you have to be committed to continue learning about the areas in which you practice. You should be equally committed to learning how to delight your clients. The best way to do that? Ask them. Talk directly with your clients about their expectations and their level of satisfaction. Effective communication builds meaningful client relationships, which in turn establish trust in your practice. And the more your clients trust you, the more likely they'll be to refer their friends and family to you. Not only will it help you gain clients and gain referrals, but it will help create some great beneficial relationship with your clients for years to come. Of course, you talk with your clients now, but you need to add a new level of focus to those conversations so that you both understand what's involved in working together and what's expected as an end result. Top professionals want to be sure that the work they're doing matches the needs and expectations of their clients. The closer the match between the client's need and the service you provide, the more satisfied the client will be. It's easy to determine, yet many professionals hesitate to ask one simple question: how am I doing? So let's talk about another question: how's our fit? You'll be surprised at how easy it is to rephrase the question of how you're doing so that it feels more natural. Refocusing the conversation as a discussion of fit or match takes away the emotional content that comes with whether you're doing a good job or a bad job. Are you a good person or a bad person? It makes the exchange a lot more comfortable for both you and your client, and it usually generates a more productive and detailed conversation. At your next client meeting, try saying this: you know, it's really important to me that I do a great job for you. I want to be sure that what I'm providing really matches what you need. So tell me if I'm not on the right track. What can I do differently? What can I do more or less of to be sure our services match your needs? Each time you ask, the more likely it is that the needs and services fit will improve. And improving your needs, services fit is a terrific goal, whether or not you eventually get referrals from the client. You'll find that when you discuss fit, you'll work smarter, you'll delight your clients more often, and you'll land better referrals. So at the end of any significant client session, Make it a habit to use the fit conversation. While it may feel a little awkward at first, in a short time it will become a routine and comfortable part of your client relationships. Your clients may have some changes they'd like you to make, but they might hesitate to mention them, and they will appreciate your raising the question. Most often, you'll discover what they like the most, so you'll be able to do more of that with them and with other clients. What else will you discover when you ask? Your client's response might be as vague as, "Oh, you're doing a great job. Keep it up." Well, that's nice to hear. It doesn't provide much useful feedback. You may be able to get more details by briefly telling them what you did, summarizing it, and how you did it, then asking what the client found most valuable, or how you might have handled the process a little differently. You can learn from that conversation, and you can modify your service and your firm's client experience accordingly. If you establish this pattern of dialogue with your clients, the odds are strong that you will provide the exact services your clients want in the exact way they want them. Okay, so what if they tell you they're not getting quite what they expected? In that case, aren't you glad you found out? Or would you rather remain in the dark? If they say there's something not quite right, you'll know that you need to make some improvements, which more likely is just a little fine-tuning. And that will better address their needs. You'll also realize that this is not the time to ask for a referral. Anytime the needs and services match is less than strong, you should hold off bringing up referrals, as the answer is likely to be no. Or the much more common, "Gee, I can't think of anyone at the moment." The more you develop this client-focused communication, the better you'll feel about the relationship, and so will your client. You'll be confident that your clients are happy with your work, and that they'll be willing to provide a referral when and if they have one.
Today we're going to talk about magic, specifically magic words. And there are ways that magic words relate to referrals. But first we're going to have a pop quiz. And last time, or maybe the first time we met, we talked about the three big reasons that people don't get referrals. They don't ask, they don't say thank you, and they don't make it easy enough for their clients to give them referrals. Well, there's another reason that's even bigger, and it's that they don't do a good job. Now, all of you, I'm sure, like me, do a good job for your clients almost all the time, except for like this much. But there's something that you can do, a question that you can ask your clients or patients that will assure that you're doing a good job for them. As it said in your reading, and the question is, you could say to them, "How am I doing? You asked me to do a certain thing, how am I doing?" But the problem with that is, both for you and for your client, it's very uncomfortable. In fact, it's so uncomfortable that most of us don't do it. But there's another way to find out how you're doing, which is comfortable for your client, it's comfortable for you, and it also helps bring you closer together because it makes you seem more interested in what you're doing for that person. And the other way is to say, not how am I doing, good, bad, or indifferent, but to say that it's important to me that I do a good job for you. And I want to make sure that we're on the same page. I want to make sure that I'm doing what you want in the way you want it, when you want it done.
If you learn only one thing about landing referrals from this course, learn this one, and I call it Tell, Don't Ask. Earlier in this course, I promised that you would only have to ask a client for a referral once. I even said you might never have to ask a client for a referral again to receive one. Yeah, I was serious. It works. The key, which I call the Tell, Don't Ask method, can be seen in the difference between the following two approaches. On one hand, asking, "I really enjoyed working with you. I love providing whatever it is I provide. I wonder if you have any friends or family members you could refer to me for that same service." Now try this one. Telling, "I really enjoyed working with you. I love providing whatever service you provide. If you happen to come across someone I could help in the same way, I'd really love to help them." In the first approach, you're asking your client to do you a favor. In the second, you're offering to help the referred friend or family member. It's a subtle difference, but it's very important to your psychology of referrals. It sounds simple because it is. It's a lot easier to tell than to ask.
Okay, so let's talk about Tell, don't ask. Tell, don't ask is an alternative to asking for referrals. As I said in one of our first sessions, the reason that I got into writing this book and teaching this course is that I had so many clients of mine who said, "Yeah, I hate asking for referrals because I don't want to put my clients on the spot. I don't want to abuse the relationship. What if they say no? That'll make me look desperate." All those reasons for not asking for referrals. And so for them, I came up with the tell, don't ask method, which, as you saw from your reading, you don't ask for a referral ever. You use tell, don't ask, which is when they say, for example, "You're doing a great job on my divorce." Instead of, well, you've done great jobs on divorces.
I do a great job on everything.
Okay. When they say, "You're doing a great job on my divorce,"
And I've had people say that.
instead of saying, "Good, then refer me to all your friends,"
I don't say that.
it's a lot easier to say,
I say thank you.
I say thank you, and then go on from there and say, "Thank you, I really love helping people with their divorces."
I actually do say that. When I said thank you, I love my job, I love what I do. It's no
Good,
problem.
good. So, thank you, I love what I do, I love helping people with their divorces,
Or their problems.
whatever it is, we're talking about divorces. And here we go. If you hear anyone say, or if you're aware of anyone who is interested in divorce counseling, think of me because I would love to help them.
Let's talk now some more about the system you're building. We want to identify your ideal clients, that's part of it, but cultivating the referral mindset is another part. It's important to lay the groundwork for referrals at the beginning of every client relationship and continuing throughout the course of your work. In order to create a referral mindset among your clients, don't be afraid to make statements like, "We're very proud that so many of our clients refer their families and friends to us." That's not asking for a referral, it's simply providing information. You're telling, not asking. If you and your team consistently show that kind of appreciation for your current clients who provide referrals, more of your clients will want to be considered such valuable friends of your firm. How about timing? There are some times that are better than others to bring up the subject of referrals. One great time is right after you receive praise from one of your clients. For most professionals, and probably for you, that happens fairly often. When a client shows appreciation for your efforts, it indicates that trust is there, and that client will be receptive to the subject of referrals. Seize the moment by telling her that you'd like to help others that she knows. When you hear praise, a little bell should go off, followed by your tell, don't ask statement. Now there are, of course, some less good times to discuss referrals. For instance, it's usually not a good idea to bring up referrals at the beginning of the relationship, since the necessary trust has not yet been established. That's not a time to ask for referrals, but it is a time to begin to lay the groundwork. Avoid asking for referrals during a really complicated discussion or when a problem happens. Don't ask for referrals while you're presenting a bill. In general, you should avoid discussing referrals anytime you'd be mixing your messages or when the level of trust doesn't seem quite right. But don't wait until after your work is finished to discuss referrals. After your final meeting, your client will have moved on, physically and psychologically, and he'll be less interested in your future success. Your clients, have busy lives of their own. Of course, after you've laid the groundwork, it's usually better to actually ask for a referral. But if you aren't comfortable yet with a direct request, then the tell, don't ask method can help you land more clients. Use the tell, don't ask method for a while, and you'll build up to asking more directly. It does work. It works with my clients. Let's talk about your referral moments. I want you to use Worksheet 3.1 to list your potential referral moments. Those are the times when you or your firm touch your clients and when the mention of referrals could be productive. Not necessarily asking, but mentioning referrals. What are the magic referral moments in your practice? Go ahead and fill out the list on Worksheet 3.1 to include the steps that you typically employ in your work with clients, where there might be opportunities to lay the foundation for referrals. I'm going to talk about some examples in a minute, but go ahead and think of how many more opportunities you can come up with to make the subject of referrals a part of your normal client work. Remember, you're not going to be asking for help. You'll be offering to help. And be sure to add new referral moments to the list on 3.1 as you notice them in your practice. You won't need to bring up referrals at every possible referral moment. That would be a bit much. But fill out the list on worksheet 3.1 so you have a clear idea of the times when you might mention referrals. Your clients are bright people and they'll get the message. Now the following will give you some ideas about referral moments and the scripts that you might use at some of them. You certainly will think of others that work for you. First, your website. You can start creating the referral mindset even before a prospective client contacts you. Your website and social media profiles should include language stating how pleased you are to receive so many referrals from satisfied clients. Having a referral-based practice is something to brag about, not conceal. Referrals show that your clients trust you and appreciate your work. Your introductory materials. Most of you begin the client relationship with some kind of welcome letter and maybe a client questionnaire and some other materials. Those things should include the simple statement that you welcome referrals and assume that if the client is pleased with your services, he may wish to provide you with an opportunity to help his acquaintances. That's very comfortable. It is telling, not asking, and it works very well for most professionals. Next, your welcome letter. You may want to add something more to your welcome letter. Near the end of your letter, you could include a message like this. We're pleased to offer a service that matches your needs. Throughout our relationship, we'll take the time to discuss our progress to be sure that we're meeting your expectations. If at any time you feel we aren't providing what you need, please let us know right away. We appreciate feedback from our clients. As in your business, my best clients are a result of referrals. If you're pleased with my work, I would love to help others you may know who can benefit from my services. I truly appreciate your trust in me or in our firm. That kind of statement begins to build the expectation of referrals. It's seamless and stress-free for both you and the new client. Plug it into your introductory letter and start using it now. Next, the first phone call. During the first welcoming or fact-gathering call with your client, whoever on your team makes the call can mention how pleased the firm is that the prospective client contacted your firm. If you know that the prospect is a referral, add that it was great of so-and-so to make the referral, and that your firm is very pleased that so many of your clients are referred to you by people who are satisfied with your work. Hi, Mr. Smith. We're so pleased that Ms. Jones referred you to us. Our best clients come to us from referrals, just like you did. We're very proud of the referrals that we get because it's a reflection of how hard we work for our clients. Again, this message is a reminder that referrals are an important part of your practice. You or whoever makes that first call should start using it today and keep putting the message out there. It's going to find a good home. Now, your first client meeting. At the first meeting, be sure to discuss your fit in detail so as to avoid any misunderstanding. You want to be sure that the client is a good match for you. Remember your ideal clients, and vice versa. As you know, there are times when it's in both your and your client's interest to refer them to someone who's better able to help them. The prospective client will really appreciate your honesty and will leave with a better idea of the services you provide. And that may lead to a more appropriate referral in the future. During the first meeting, mention how happy you are to be working with him or her, and that you look forward to building a great relationship, just as you have with your other clients. Explain that most of your clients come to you through referrals, and emphasize that this is a source of real pride for your practice. Tell your new client that after he's had the opportunity to learn what you can do for him, you'd welcome the chance to meet with people he knows who could benefit from the same kind of service. There's no need to press the point at this initial meeting. Simply create awareness that you love the work you do, helping other people, and you'd love to have more of it. The closing. Typically, you'll have a closing meeting, and that's a great time to put referrals on the agenda. If the issue of fit has been raised in previous meetings, you'll be confident that your client will say you've done a great job. That kind of praise will make it a perfect segue into the topic of how you can help other people. It might sound something like this. Jim, I really enjoyed working with you. I've mentioned that I love doing what I do, and I'd be very happy to help others who'd enjoy the same kind of working relationship you and I've shared. If you come across others who might benefit from the kind of services I provide, I'd love to work with them too. I promise to work just as hard for them as I did for you. Very easy. All you have to do is get used to it. Doesn't take much. Now, social events. What about making the most of those times when you run into a client at a social event? No matter what the occasion, it may become a good opportunity to offer just a low-key reminder. Tell, don't ask. You can simply tell your client how much you enjoyed working with her and that you love doing the kind of work that you do. Your client will probably say something like, "Yes, you really helped me and I appreciate it." Then you can respond with a simple, "If you run into anyone who needs the kind of service I provide, just give me a call. I'll always work very hard for anyone you ask me to help." Notice the magic. The message you're conveying is that you want to help your client and the referral, not that you're looking for a personal favor. This approach puts both you and your client at ease and on the same side. You're working together for the good of your client's friends or family member. Take a look at Worksheet 3.2. It's got some sample referral-oriented language. Revise that language however you like to create wording that's most appropriate for your practice, and then begin using that language at your referral moments. You can do it, and your team members can do it.
Let's shift gears now and talk about referral moments, because this is where you take tell, don't ask. I love doing what I'm doing. If you hear anybody, I love referrals. If you hear anybody say they've got such and such, think of me. Referral moments are those times when you touch your client in some way, less than physical, sometimes physical. Give me a referral.
I'm not
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
you're
but I'm
totally
gonna-
physical for you.
Going for it.
Acupuncture. Let me change that. Referral moments are those times when you have a relationship moment or an encounter with your client, at which point you can say something about referrals. And usually it's not, "Oh, please give me a referral." Usually it's something simple, like in the book, and you have worksheets that I know you've done for this. One of the first places that people tend to encounter you is on your website. And my website has something on it that says, a very simple statement, "We're very grateful to our friends and clients for the wonderful referrals that they provide us." Don't say anything about wanting a referral, but it's implied. And it starts building what's called the referral mindset with your clients, customers, patients. Start building that referral mindset where they start thinking about, oh, referrals are important. And you don't have to be that subtle either. You can, at some points along the referral moments, say, a lot of people do say this, referrals are a big part of our business. And we hope that you will provide referrals for us for what we do. Do you do that?
In this part, you'll continue to use the tell, don't ask language, and you'll learn what to do when your clients say, "Hey, I have a prospect for you." First, let's develop your trigger phrases. The more specific you are about the qualities of a good referral, the more successful you'll be. You can help your clients recognize when they've come across someone who could benefit from your services by teaching them some of the common trigger phrases that the person might use. For instance, if you're a chiropractor and specialize in sports injuries, a trigger phrase might be, "Man, I really have a backache from Sunday's softball game. I'm getting too old for this." If you've told your clients what to listen for, this comment will let them think of you. If you're an accountant who specializes in corporate federal tax issues, a trigger phrase certainly would be, "The IRS just won't leave my business alone. I don't know what to do." Take out Worksheet 4.1 from your companion workbook and list the phrases that prospects might use to show that they need the specific services you provide. Include phrases that will make your clients think of you. You'll use these trigger phrases later in this section when you develop your referral materials. Trigger phrases also can be really effective on your website. My clients tell me they really like using trigger phrases. It's another simple, clear step that they can take to make referrals a lot easier for their clients.
Today's session is the first half of Chapter 4. We need to split Chapter 4 into two because we can't cover it in one session. And today we're going to talk about a number of things, and the first thing is trigger phrases. And trigger phrases are important because those are the things that you'll use in some of your marketing. And trigger phrases are a shorthand way to make sure your clients and customers and patients know the kind of referrals you're looking for. Because if my trigger phrase were, I wish my landscaping were better, my clients would think, okay, he's looking for a landscaper. Your trigger phrase is a way to tell your clients what to listen for, because when they hear your trigger phrase, it means they've stumbled on a prospective new client or patient or customer for you. And so a trigger phrase for somebody who does, say in Paul's case, AdWords pay-per-click marketing, trigger phrase might be what? What would a prospective client say?
All kinds of stuff. If they mention Google, that's usually one. If they mention AdWords directly or pay-per-click, which is usually a little less common, that would be a trigger phrase.
You used one in an earlier session. We were talking about your ideal clients, and you said something like, they could listen for somebody to say, I'm not having good luck with my pay-per-click account or my AdWords marketing.
Now, do your homework. You may have some specific prospects in mind when you discuss referrals with your clients. Using your networking channels or information from the internet, you might discover that your clients are connected to specific prospects of interest to you. For instance, you may have some LinkedIn contacts whose reach includes some other great potential clients. Just for practice, select one of your ideal clients, make sure it's an ideal client, and after doing some internet research, make a list on worksheet 4.2 of some prospects to whom your client's connected. Now, when you talk to your client, you can ask whether the prospect might benefit from your services, and if so, whether your client would be comfortable introducing you. You can start using this form, 4.2, and this process with more of your ideal clients as your comfort level with it grows, and keep using it to identify ideal prospects. I know that this is a little bit more aggressive than using the tell, don't ask method, but give it a try. It could really have some payback for you.
The next thing I want to talk about is doing your homework with LinkedIn, and that doesn't apply to all of you, but it applies to people who are like Jason, who are looking to get into more businesses. These three guys mostly, because the way that LinkedIn works for this purpose, for referrals, is, and you probably know at least some of this, maybe all of it, the way that LinkedIn works for this purpose is if you have a specific, let's say, business in mind that you want to approach, if you go to LinkedIn and identify specifically who the people are you want to approach, if you know them, or if you know who they might be, like the CEO or the CIO or whatever, LinkedIn will show you how you're connected to that person.
So now you've done all the work up to this point, and your client says she has a referral for you. It's time to transfer the trust. After your client says, hey, yes, and gives you the name of a contact, the next step is to explain how she can be of further help. You want your client involved in the process as much as possible, as long as she's comfortable with the arrangement. By keeping her in the process, you're creating a smooth transfer of the trust she has in you to the prospect. Don't be afraid to tell your client what you'd like her to do. If you think she'd be okay with introducing you during lunch, then ask her to arrange it. If that's not workable, then she might meet with you and the prospect for coffee or a drink after work. Of course, how far you want to go with this depends on the potential value of the new client. Short of an in-person introduction, ask your client if she'll phone the prospect to set up a meeting, or at least send the prospect an email saying that you'll be calling the prospect. You might even offer to provide her with the text for the email, anything to make the process easier for her. One word of caution, though, keep the initiative by telling your client that you will call the prospect. When it's left to prospects to call you, you can't always count on them to take the initiative and do it. So you do it.
This is good because it leads into the next thing I want to talk about, which is transferring the trust. That works like this, and you know this because you've read this. Transferring the trust means this. You have clients who have worked with you, and patients, who have worked with you, who are happy with what you did, and trust you enough to refer you to somebody else. You all have those people, and you'll have more of them. Transferring the trust simply means asking that person who's setting you up with the new client, the prospect, to help you meet them, to help you make a good, solid contact with that person. Because they already trust you, and if they are trusted by the prospect, then you get the benefit of this person's trust being transferred over to this person. Now, there are the trick is there are a lot of different ways that you can transfer the trust. There are a lot of different things you can ask your client to do. The simplest thing is asking your client, I think this is the simplest thing, asking your client if they will email the person. It starts like this. Client says, I think I might have a referral for you. I've got a friend who, or my sister has such and such a pain in her shoulder. And you say good, and then you decide, okay, what do I want this person to do to get me in good with this prospect? The amount of time and effort and money that you put into transferring the trust depends on how important the new prospect is. For example, if somebody had a big divorce litigation for you, that would be worth a lot of money. So it would be worth time and effort and money on your part, like asking the person to set you up for dinner or something. The three of you, you would be there, your current client would be there, and their friend, the prospect, would be there.
Now it's time to do what your mother always taught you. Send a handwritten thank you note to the client who provided the referral to show your appreciation. Make sure to do it the old-fashioned way and avoid the temptation to shoot off a quick email. Thank you notes should be sent for every referral, even if the referred prospect doesn't become a client. Make sure to send a note promptly, and be sure to let your client know if the referral was a success. If the prospect doesn't become a client, you can use this opportunity to educate your client some more about your ideal prospects. For example, you can say that Jane did not end up working with you because she was in need of a tax expert, and you generally don't handle taxes, just business accounting. Be sure to add that you referred her to a professional who you know well and trust completely. Now, there may be some client confidentiality issues, so be familiar with any ethics rules that might apply to you in your state, and if permissions are necessary, get those. Go ahead and complete Worksheet 4.3 by listing some of the ways you can say thank you to your clients for giving you referrals, and continue to think of creative ideas to show your appreciation for their efforts. The place to start is your state's ethics rules. Outright gift giving for referrals might be prohibited. It depends on what you do for a living. If you want to make your thank you notes even more effective, don't limit yourself to the direct referral source. Send a note to the person who referred that referral source to you, telling him or her you've gotten another great client due to her referral efforts. Not only does this extra step allow you to make a good impression on the original client, it's also a reminder that you still value their referrals. Go as far down the referral tree as you can. It will be well worth the 60 seconds you invest in writing these notes. But to do this, you're going to have to start keeping track of the sources of your referrals and look back at your list when you write your thank yous.
What do you guys do to thank your clients or patients for referrals?
Thank you cards, just making sure I make eye contact with the person and say I really appreciate it.
Good. Simple thing as simple as making eye contact.
Yeah, and
Good.
being genuine.
Right.
We do, with the thank you notes, we do a $10 off coupon of their next visit.
For the person who did the referring.
Correct.
Okay. How about you? How do you thank people these days?
Well, now
days?
I do
We've already
cards.
talked
These
about it.
days.
Right.
Yeah, these days I do cards.
You
So-
sign them personally, though.
I do.
those notes. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And I've actually been able to send out the a little bit of a tree, 2 generations of the thank you tree, referrals, sending
for you.
referrals.
Using testimonials in your marketing materials is a great way to show how much your clients trust your practice and respect your work. If your clients can't think of appropriate referrals, they'll often be happy to provide testimonials. In fact, they usually will be. If you've used the culture of communications and use the how's our fit language, then you can be pretty well assured they'll give you a testimonial. Again, though, your success in getting testimonials is going to depend in large part on how easy you can make the process for your clients. For instance, you can provide samples of testimonials from previous clients. One approach that can be really effective is the question and answer based testimonial. You can ask your client some specific questions, either in person or on a takeaway sheet, such as, what service did you need? How did I help you? What other things did you like about this service? Would you recommend my services to others? And you'll be able to add other questions that relate more closely to your lines of practice. You can even ask your clients to record an audio or video testimonial if you've got the technology available. Those make for great additions to websites. Whatever way you choose to handle the process, be sure to ask every client for a testimonial and make it easier for them to provide one.
Okay, so let's talk about getting testimonials, which is one of the harder things to do. Because like this, I've got a video camera here, and we've been doing this course for a while, and I would like you, when we're all wrapped up here, I'd like to get a video testimonial from each of you about this course and what you think of it. Now, that's relatively easy because we've been doing this for several weeks now, and I do have a video camera right here, so it's easy for me to ask you to do that, which I'm not actually asking you to do. It's just an illustration. But testimonials are easier to get if you already have established the way that you want to go about getting them. If you want a written testimonial, you can have a format. You can give your client a format or a form saying, would you just answer these questions? And that will constitute a testimonial from you. And I can put that on in my advertising messages. Another level of doing that is to give them your LinkedIn or Facebook business address or your Twitter business page, for example, and say, would you post a testimonial on LinkedIn for me?
Now let's talk about staying in sight. Maybe with love, absence makes the heart grow fonder, but that isn't the way it works with referrals. Truth is, out of sight, out of mind. But you can give your referral process an energy boost, and a big one, by providing your clients with some referral-focused marketing materials. Those materials can include brochures, newsletters, business cards, and so forth. Not only will they serve as tangible reminders about referrals, but they also offer a way for your prospects to become familiar with your services before you even meet them. Your reminder materials should provide a clear description of your ideal clients and the type of service they need, as well as your web address and the other usual contact information. It's important to stay in touch with periodic client emails and some other personal touches, like birthday or holiday cards or cakes. Be sure to take the time to create those meaningful touch points in your practice. Now take out Worksheet 4.4 and list the materials that you already provide to clients and potential clients, and then add any new things that you can think of. Now let's create some referral materials. Your referrals folder is one of the things you should come up with to keep you absolutely top of mind whenever your clients think of professionals who do what you do. Your referrals folder is a packet of information that's specifically geared to helping clients refer people to you. You can use any kind of folder you like. It depends on your individual style. Usually, referral folders have a pocket on each inside cover. Your referral folder should include a lot of the items you listed on Worksheet 4.4. Be sure to provide each client a copy of your folder at every closing meeting as part of your tell, don't ask conversation. An important piece of your referrals folder is your services brochure. It's fairly straightforward, but there are some keys to making it work best. Your services brochure is intended to make its way into the hands of prospects, usually from your clients and referral partners. More than any other reminder item, your services brochure can facilitate the referral process for both your referring client and for the new prospect. Of course, you'll find as many styles of brochure as there are graphic designers, and there are a lot of those. Before working with a designer, though, research other websites and brochures and find styles that you like. Then hire a designer who can provide the look and style you want. You may already have a graphic designer as a client. A lot of my clients do. And if he or she can do the job, then that's usually the place to start. If you're in a small firm, it probably is going to be up to you to create the written content of your brochure. First, you'll need to decide whether you want to include all your areas of practice in one brochure or create separate brochures for each service offered. There is no right answer. It's a matter of personal preference in the way you practice. I recommend separate brochures tailored to specific types of clients. For example, a brochure focused on a Medicaid practice sends the message that Medicaid is a special service area of your firm, and that will appeal to Medicaid prospects. The same thing applies to personal income tax work, commercial real estate sales, special kinds of investment advice, and other practice areas. For purposes of cross-selling to your clients, you can also create one comprehensive brochure that describes each of your practice areas. Now that we have the ability to print brochures from our office computers, the cost of printing our brochures as we need them is very low. On the cover of the brochure, use a title that describes the service area, such as elder law or business accounting, as well as the name of your firm. You can include a professional photo and the tagline you hopefully created on Worksheet 2.4, and you can include a testimonial from a satisfied client. Your contact information should be listed on the back of the brochure. Be sure to include your mailing address, phone number, fax number, email address, and website address. And if you have a local practice, add a map or maybe directions to your office for your client's convenience. All that sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many professionals forget some of those details. The inside content should include information intended to pique the interest of a prospective client who has specific needs. The inside pages should include a client trigger phrase, you remember those, from Worksheet 4.1, a brief statement of the benefits you offer from Worksheet 2.2, and a testimonial or excerpt from a testimonial showing that you can be trusted to provide the services. If you use a trifold brochure, one inside panel should include your biography or a description of your firm. Some of my clients use a separate insert for the biography of the person who's going to be working with the client. Your referral materials can speak to your client long after she's left your office. Chock full of trigger phrases, service descriptions, and testimonials, you'll be memorable when the time comes.
We talked about the referral brochures or pamphlets that you guys use now, if any. Did you bring any referral materials? What you got? You look like you've got a bunch there.
I only brought a few.
Okay. How do you use those?
How do I use these?
Yeah. Are they identical?
No, they're all different.
Okay.
They all kind of drive home the same deal. The first two, the single pagers, they get sent out with a description of the different levels that I have.
Good trigger phrase. Who's stealing your data?
Yeah. Yeah. So they'll get. I present these. These are pre-face-to-face meeting, and then I've got an actual manual that they can get. Which most of them don't want it. Most of them just, I'll tell them I'll charge $125 for an evaluation. I'll install the agent on their whole environment. If they want to use my services, I credit that towards their monthly bill. If they don't, they pay the fee.
I'm going to go off course here. Tell me about the manual that you offer to them. What is it like? Because I'm going to ask you, is that something that you could publish on the internet?
Oh, sure.
That would get you more search engine clients.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I think it would.
All right, well, something to think about then.
Okay, you're taking notes, aren't you?
Paul can think about that, right?
Son of a. Yeah.
So you send these things to them before meetings.
Before I meet with them. Yep.
So let's talk about what you can give to a client. And you guys read the book, so you know what we're talking about here. When your clients or patients leave you, it's at the end of a session. It's good to give them something that will remind them to think about referrals. And it's a brochure, and you could give them this or something like this. It's a brochure that you can just hand them and just say, this is for you, or keep us in mind, or something. And as the book said, the cover is simple. It has 3 parts. Trigger phrase, we do that, we fix that, and then a testimonial saying, yeah, they do, and they're really good at it.
As John Southard said, the only people with whom you should try to get even are those who have helped you. First, understanding referral partners. Your clients can be very helpful in providing referrals, but they're limited to the people they know. You can do more to fill your client pipeline by working with referral partners. You might also hear them referred to as strategic partners, alliance partners, network partners, and so forth. All these names mean the same thing. They're other people who serve the same client base as you do and join with you for mutual promotion, for referrals, and for support. Many professionals have no well-designed referral partner strategy, and if they say they have, not many of them execute it in any productive way. That's a real shame because receiving referrals from someone your ideal prospect trusts carries with it immediate goodwill for you. It takes most of the selling out of selling, and it lowers the cost of acquiring clients. It gives you access to more prospects and results in your obtaining more ideal clients. Typically, referral partners don't compete with you for the same clients. You may find exceptions when a competitor refers a client to you because he or she has a conflict or too much work to do. For the most part, though, when you're looking for good referral partners, choose people who don't compete with the services you provide. Makes sense, doesn't it? You're probably already aware of formal networking groups, including chapters of the National Association of Women Business Owners, the Chamber of Commerce, and many others. A lot of you have also developed your own referral sources, such as accountants, physicians, realtors, lawyers, and financial advisors. Be creative when you research other organizations and resources for new referral partner opportunities. Working with referral partners has a lot of advantages. For starters, they know you better than most people in your market, and they understand the type of clients you serve best. In fact, they often work with the same clients. Good referral partners can even act as coaches and cheerleaders. They can inspire you when you need it, and they'll celebrate with you when you score a success, and you can do the same for them. Finding strong referral partners also means you have another good professional resource to provide as added value to your clients. One disadvantage in strategic partnerships is that creating a vibrant, mutually beneficial partner relationship takes time and it takes effort. That's why many professionals fail to form referral partnerships that really work. If you don't think you have the time or you can't make the commitment, then referral partnerships might not be for you. But if you're willing to spend some time, referral partners can be a powerful source of future business. So don't dismiss the idea without giving it a try. There are a lot of good referral partners out there for every one of you. Next, decide how many partners. You should begin by thinking about the number of referral partnerships you hope to create. Some people advocate having as many partners as possible. That's the so-called spray and pray method. I recommend using what I call the stay and play method, in which you achieve much more meaningful results with a smaller group of solid partners. Since it's not always possible to develop meaningful relationships with a large group, you initially should aim for 5 or fewer partners. You can decide later if you want to add more members to your circle, but 5 good partners is a lot for you to support. Remember that each of your partners will expect you to refer clients to them, at least a little bit. So always begin with a smaller group and let it grow, and make sure to give proper attention to your existing relationships. When you find a good strategic partner, nurture the relationship. The next step in creating referral partnerships is to consider your client's needs. That will tell you what kind of partners might be a good fit. So let's determine the kind of strategic partners that will be the best fit for your practice. That depends on several factors. Do they provide a service to the same client base as you? Do they have clients that you would target as ideal clients? Do they provide a valuable service that allows you to refer clients to them? Do they compete in any way with your practice? Do they work with your clients before your service is needed? If they come after you, they can't really be much help. Do they offer an opportunity for you to add value to their practices? How can you help them shine for their clients? On Worksheet 5.1, list the wants and needs of your ideal clients. Not just the needs they have in your profession, but other services they may use in their day-to-day lives. Use this to decide how well each type of potential referral partner will fit those wants and needs. Look back at Worksheet 2.5, which includes characteristics of your ideal clients. That's a really good place to start. You can keep improving it as you go on and as you learn more. The next step, finding partners that fit. Now, think about the types of businesses that might be a good source for referral partners. For example, a financial advisor might decide that an elder law attorney would be an ideal partner. That's a pretty obvious choice, and you might benefit from thinking outside the box. For example, at first you might not consider the owner of a landscape company to be a strong referral partner, but a high-end landscaper may have clients who match your criteria, and vice versa. Stretch your thinking a little to discover more of those non-traditional partners. You can also attend trade shows that focus on your ideal clients. You're bound to discover several possible referral partners among the presenters. Think about some other creative approaches for finding partners. You're limited only by the time and the energy you commit to the process. Other people in your profession who don't compete with you can be very good choices. You'd be surprised how difficult it sometimes is to find a reliable referral partner to handle things you don't handle. Even professionals who've been practicing several years might need partners they can rely on to handle work outside their focus areas. It's easy enough to find them. You probably know some already. Simply do a little research to find people who don't do the work you like to do, and get to know them as you would any other referral partner. Your local professional group or association is an ideal place to meet them. So on Worksheet 5.2, list the types of referral partner businesses that will be a good fit for your practice. The next step is to identify potential partners by name from the types of businesses you listed on Worksheet 5.2. You probably already know people who fit within the appropriate categories. One way of finding a quality partnership is to ask your current clients who they work with for different services. If the same names keep popping up, you can be pretty confident that those people will make strong strategic partners. If you get mixed messages, then keep looking. Go back to Worksheet 5.2 and add the name of one or two people for each type of business you identified before. The next step is the meet and greet. So now it's time to have some fun meeting some very interesting people. Don't be shy. Don't worry about whether they'll like you or want to partner with you. It's really too early for those kinds of doubts. Remember, this isn't a marriage proposal, it's just a first date. So go out and meet your potential partners and make some great contacts. Like any first date, the purpose is simply to find out if a second date, a more substantive meeting, would be worthwhile. That's a very limited goal that makes for a low-pressure conversation. You'll make some invitations by email, but if you're already acquainted with the person, you should call to set up a meeting. For new contacts, you can add extra impact by having a mutual client make the introduction. You should always hold your first meeting in person unless distance says otherwise. For your meeting, suggest a location that's mutually convenient and provides a casual setting, such as a cafe. That's one reason Starbucks is so successful. Most people will appreciate meeting in or near their office, which will show that you're willing to accommodate their schedules. Don't make this meeting too long, since your potential partner is just as busy as you are, and maybe more so. About 30 to 45 minutes is plenty. Since you'll be asking for the meeting, make sure to pick up the tab, again showing that you're willing to go the extra distance for your partner. I usually begin the first meeting by asking a lot of questions about the person and what he or she does. I want to get a good idea of the potential personal fit and whether the person would be right for referrals to my clients. Asking questions also shows that you're interested. It's important to me at that first meeting to learn how I might be able to help my potential partner, not just with referrals, but with other ideas to help his or her business grow. If the connection is right, they'll reciprocate and show the same degree of interest in you. Ask yourself whether this is a person with whom you could be friends. Having common interests will strengthen the relationship. Earlier, we talked about the concept of fit, which is important in the context of referral partners as well. When you meet your potential partner, there's no need to feel competitive. Don't worry about who has the upper hand or who's better connected to more prospective clients. The meeting is intended to help determine how well you fit together. If the fit isn't right, you'll at least have made a new business contact. And it doesn't hurt to stay in touch, since circumstances might improve the fit down the road. It may be hard to determine at the beginning of the relationship whether the prospective partner really offers the quality of service you demand for your clients. Be sure to ask your clients for their feedback on their experiences with each potential partner. If their comments are less than stellar, you may need to move on to another potential partner. The high-quality people that you've chosen to meet probably will have seen a steady stream of people asking to partner with them, most of whom do nothing past the first meeting. So you'll need to show your potential partners that you aren't just going through the motions, but that you're looking for a long-term strategic relationship. They'll want to know that if the fit seems right, you aren't just another so-called BS artist wasting their time. That will develop as you go forward with them, of course, but let them know there's a difference between you and others who've approached them, and then proceed to the second meeting and show them the difference. If you decide you might be a good referral match, schedule a more in-depth meeting to brainstorm ways to help each other. Before your second meeting, check to see if you have any referrals or introductions that would be appropriate for your new partner. Providing referrals or new contacts at the outset makes a great impression and helps solidify your partnership early on. Give a lot of thought to the content of the second meeting because you'll want to demonstrate a real interest in helping your partner. If you're excited about the prospect of working together, then go ahead and share it. Discuss the advantages of working together and brainstorm the best ways to build your partnership. Worksheet 5.4 can serve as a framework for your brainstorming meeting. It'll help you figure out how you can support each other now and in the future. You'll see it already includes a few possible discussion topics, and you can add some more. Next, be the hub. Your ultimate goal as a referral networker might be to become the center of a group of professionals who serve your ideal clients. If you can achieve that helpful position, you'll have even more influence among your clients and their potential referrals. This role isn't for everyone, though. You don't need to be in this position to have a successful referral partner strategy. But if you have experience working with referral partners, it's a powerful position that you might want to seek. Let's wrap up Lesson 5. The best way to maintain strong referral partnerships is good old-fashioned paying it forward. Always work hard to help your partners succeed. Go out of your way to be a great partner. Give your partners referrals, make them look good, help them grow their businesses, and really get to know them as you would your top clients. The better you know them, the more ideas you can generate to help them succeed. In return, they'll work hard to keep the scales in balance. Remember, great strategic partners do more than refer clients to one another. They work together to share insights and ideas to make each other's business more successful. Now let's look at the highlights. First, referral partners expand your reach and provide access to prospects your current clients may not know. Second, referral partners can help you brainstorm success strategies for your practice. They support you when you really need it, and you can do the same for them. Third, you can't have a large number of truly good referral partners. 5 is plenty. Don't go past 5 unless you truly can support more, which is a difficult thing to do. Fourth, an excellent way to find good referral partners is to ask your clients who they rely on for services. Listen for the names that come up often. And fifth, do unto others. A strong referral partnership is a two-way street. The only competition should be over which of you can help the other the most. That's the mark of a truly successful partnership.
So let's talk about referral partners, and let's start by talking about the referral partners that you work with now, if any. Do you have referral partners, as you know, are people who give you referrals and help you in other ways in your work, not just through referrals, though that's what this course is about. And who you give referral partners, or who you give clients to, and help in other ways. So do you have anybody now who is a good, strong referral partner for you, defined as getting you referrals?
Kind of. I have a referral partner that gets me work, but it's not ideal clients or the services I provide.
Well, then that would not be an ideal referral partner.
Yeah.
Because we're operating on the assumption that you want to have ideal clients and do the kind of work you want to do, which is pay-per-click advertising. So he gives you, as we know by now, he gives you website work, which is okay because it puts money on the table, or bread on the table. But it's not your ideal thing.
Yeah.
Historically, for me, it's been other attorneys that have
Tell
given.
us more. Because if you want divorce work, I'm guessing it's not divorce attorneys who give you
No,
clients.
that's exactly right.
Okay.
It's attorneys who practice in other areas and who know me.
And you said historically, which means when you practiced somewhere other than right here, because you haven't been here forever.
Well, no, here as well. A lot of well, I would say, yeah, at least half of the clients that I have are former clients of the firm.
Mm-hmm. Of this firm.
Of this firm.
Okay. How about you? You have some referral partners, I know, doctors and other types.
Yeah, we've been the doctor thing is, I don't want to say newer, it's since starting the course, the doctor referrals have come in more, but it's, massage therapy, chiropractic, because we're in a building with massage therapists and chiropractors, so there's a lot of inter-referral.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it's usually other medical professionals, and then, yeah.
Because you're an acupuncturist, and you do some things they don't do. Jason, how about you? Do you have people who send you referrals?
I do. The dealerships, one in particular, because they're a franchise owner, so that exceeds the 5 rule. But
your clients who are car dealers
Yep.
send you other car dealers.
Not so much other car dealers, but other company owners and just regular customers. So,
Okay.
So while the companies are the ideal clients, I'm still trying to build up the screen repair and virus removal business so that I can fill a day and hire somebody to do just that work. So I still need to keep taking those people in. And dealerships are a great setting because in the 3 hours that you spend with a salesman buying a car, you talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff is going to come up.
That's
and then
good.
some of the bigger customers that are interested in relationships with the general manager and the sales managers, they're usually business owners and they're the ideal clients.
So you have some now that work well.
Yep.
Okay. What are you guys thinking now? You've read through chapter 5. What are you thinking about who might be good referral partners? And I guess before we get to that, I should mention things to think about are how many referral partners do you want or can you maintain, which is the real question. Because a good referral partnership requires work. That's the downside. The upside, of course, is they get to know you and you do a lot of cross-referring. But the downside is it takes a lot of work to maintain a good, strong referral partnership, which is why I recommend keeping it at fewer than 5. Now, in your case, you can sustain more. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something about landing referrals. If you'd like to learn more, I have a course that I created based on my book. It's 27 lessons, 5 hours, 4 of which are group sessions like you saw here. So go to the link below. There's no risk, 100% guarantee of your money back, naturally. Check out the link below, look the course over, and I encourage you, if you're interested in setting up a real good way to comfortably land more ideal clients, to take the course. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me at the link here, and I will get back to you. Thank you for watching.